Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. So I was looking through my eyeshadow palette collection and I wanted to share with you all my top 10 most unique colorful stories as far as like eyeshadow palettes go. Just some of them that I think I look at it and I'm like, wow, that's a pretty unique color story in my opinion. So if that sounds interesting to you, then please stick around for today's video. This is a no rhyme or reason, no ranking. I just have 10 beautiful palettes here in front of me to show you all today. So I want to start off with the one that surprised me the most, and this is from Odin's Eye. This is a Sea Talk palette, and there's just like something about this palette. It's neutral, but it's colorful. I just love how it's kind of like split. This quad right here has my heart. First of all, it's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. But second of all, there's just something about these blues and this shade right here, this navy. I do not have a navy in my collection and I was so surprised how often I reach for these blues. They just complement me so well. Sometimes like blues, depending on the undertone, I'm like, oh, that's a little intimidating. But I really enjoy how Lauren kind of took this turn, and this yellow is so unique in my opinion. I love it. It's just like a unique texture, and this fun pop of pink, it's kind of shifty. I don't know, there's something very unique about this color story for me in my makeup collection. Definitely, it's just, it's like it's neutral but yet it's summer. I don't know, I just love it so much. Definitely, like, I don't have another palette like this in my collection. Next, this one is from Gourmande Girls. This is the Spooked palette, and man, the packaging. Doodles by the Bunny did such an amazing job. But I was looking at this palette, I was like, there's not too many palettes that you can go super colorful and super neutral, basic, you know, and grungy at the same time, or like dark, deep, smoky. You can make so many different looks with this one palette, and the formula is incredible. I love this one so much. This one, I think out of all of them, this was the only palette sent to me. But I don't know, every time I look at this, I'm like, dang, they did such an awesome job. I just love how there's just so many different looks and versatility within this one palette. And this one definitely stands out as far as color stories go in my collection. Okay, this one I'm going to mention two from Adept Cosmetics. This is House of L. And there's something extra special about these shimmers. I've mentioned this palette several times on my channel, but like in combination with these mattes, it's just such a summery, fun palette, and I love the color story. Like, they really went there with it. I love like the greens with the oranges. I don't know, I don't have a palette like that in my collection. I love every aspect about this. I love the formula. I love everything. And like I said, I just look at this and I'm like, that's really unique to my collection. So definitely, like, I had to mention this one. This one and then another palette is what inspired today's video, which I'm going to save that one for last. So next, this is the Arrow palette. Unique for me because of these mattes. They're so grungy and so yummy, and then like these shimmers, I love this color story so much. I reach for it quite often, but there's just something about these mattes that really take it there for me, that make it so unique, paired with these shimmers in particular. I love how smooth they are. I just really adore this palette. But the mattes in here, I just wanted to note, this is what really took it to that next level to make it more unique in my opinion. Obviously these beautiful multi-chromes, but there's just something with the pair of the mattes mixed with those shimmers that make it unique to my collection. So let's see, this one is from Glaminatrix, the Nocturnal palette. This is one of my tippity top palettes as far as uniqueness go, and my favorites. But obviously this one's a little bit newer, so I didn't put it in like all of my rankings, like my favorite palette, because I'm still learning it. But wow, is this color story insane and unique and just everything. I love these, like this purple, blue. I love this murky brown. It's like it's brown, but yet it has a little bit of green in there to make it different. I love this like super grungy yellow shade. It's like my favorite matte. Okay, let's see. And the shimmers in here, some of them are shifty, not insane shifty, but definitely enough to make it special and unique. Very shimmery. I like how you can make it every day or amp it up. This is a palette that I would say is like color but easy. I adore it so much. I feel like I should make a ranking just on that, but there's just something I love about this palette. I find it so unique in my collection. Definitely, if I was ranking, probably one of the tippity top most unique palettes in my collection. Definitely as far as the looks go, I can't get like dupes with this palette because they're just so unique to this one palette. And especially like whenever I'm on Instagram, I can see someone wearing this palette and go in the description box or like their the comment section, and they're going to be wearing this. So like I can spot that palette. Next, this one is from Natasha Denona. This is a Zendo palette. I feel like this one's underrated. A lot of people did not like it. I personally loved it, not for the shimmers. The shimmers are like, whatever. But the mattes in here. So I think that this color story is super unique. Nowadays, not so much. But I feel like this was one of the first palettes that went super warm and cool within one palette. It was like split, like you got warm and you got cool. I don't know, I just wanted to shout this one out because I feel like it was one of the first, in my opinion, that did like super warm with cool. And I love the mattes in here that she picked. They're not just like basic boring mattes. They're really fun and unique to my collection. And you got like a brown to tie it all together. Love this palette so much. And yeah, I just look at it and I'm like, yeah, that's unique for me personally in my collection. I don't have another palette that is this contrast as far as warms and cools go. So definitely, I really do enjoy this palette. And it surprised me. Now the shimmers in there, like I said, they're nothing to like rave about. Okay, one more from Natasha Denona. This is the Trio Chrome palette. The packaging, wow, like I did not realize just how fun the packaging would be. This is what the inside looks like. To me, this is as unique as you get as far as mattes go because they're pastel, but they have a little bit of grunge to it. And they're just so, I don't have, like, you can't dupe this palette. I'm telling you, there's just something extra special about the tones that she selected. The shimmers in here, they're fine. Like, they're okay. Natasha Denona, I enjoy her shimmers, but they're nothing to, like, lose your mind over because I love indie shimmers. But the mattes in here, I definitely had to put this palette in this video because this is what made me buy the palette. And then once I started using it, I was like, wow, I really can't just go dupe these mattes out in my collection. I adore this palette specifically for those mattes. They're really really nice. And I don't know, I look at it and it inspires me because I don't have another one like it. So next, this one is from from Simply Posh Cosmetics. This is the Fairy Tale Fairies palette, and what makes this unique to me? It's pastel, yes, but the bottom right here, I love a pastel palette, don't get me wrong, but you can deepen it up with this, so it just makes it extra special, extra versatility. You know, you can deepen it up, you can keep it light. I love the shimmers. This for me is very unique because they added this third row to make it super deep or possibly grungy. Y'all know I love this palette. I have two left to talk about. This one is from Salem Cosmetics. This is the Forest Heart palette. This is in collaboration with Smink. Natalie, I will link her down below. They did such an amazing job on this packaging. Anyways, this is what the inside looks like. I adore this color story. Obviously, it's why it's in here. It's so unique. Now, the shimmers, they're nothing like super shifty intense. Some of them are, but the mattes in here, kind of like the Natasha Denona, I just love the undertones that they picked with these shimmers. It just like, it's perfection. The quality of the shimmers and the mattes are so lovely. I really wanted to mention it. It just stands out in my collection as far as uniqueness goes because of like the undertones and the mattes. I love it, and I'm so happy that I got it. And also, like, the brand, they sent stickers, and I just added it to my palette. I don't know, I just look at this palette, and it inspires me because there's not, like, a dupe palette for this, you know what I'm saying? It just stands out on its own. And the last palette, this is from Cosmic Brushes. This is the Muse palette. So, what really elevates this palette to me is the versatility within this one palette. Obviously, the formula is incredible, but this grungy shade right here, it can take it to the next level, or you can make super neutral, basic, everyday, comfort color kind of styles, and then like the greens will amp it up. I love the different undertones of the greens. You can go grassy, grungy, more minty, you can go purple. This palette to me is a very unique in my collection. You may look at it and be like, oh, it's just a basic boring palette, but it's not. Do not underestimate this palette because it's incredible. Anyways, guys, those are my top 10 most unique, colorful, I don't know, color stories in my collection. Just, well, you know, I have so many palettes, and when I look at my collection, these are 10 color stories that really stand out, and I think that they deserve their moment to shine. Let me know what palettes in your collection are very unique, but that's going to do it for today's video. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're doing well. I hope that you are healthy, happy, and safe. Stay beautiful. Bye, guys.